Coming up next, will John Fetterman's struggles at this debate affect the election?
I support fracking, and I do support fracking.
Plus, security issues at Beaver Stadium have led to changes in procedures at football games.
And how the crush of student loan debt is affecting people in our area.
I might struggle to pay off rent and to pay the loans and to pay for gas and to pay for groceries, like all at the same time.
The Centre County Report starts now. Good afternoon, I'm Andrea Snowdy.
And I'm Logan Barandis. Thanks for joining us for the Centre County Report. Our top story. With the election just 11 days away, the focus has intensified on Pennsylvania's U.S. Senate race. That's after a debate that exposed the effects of a stroke on candidate John Fetterman. Juliana Foliano reports.
Voters tuned in this week to watch the one and only debate in the tight Pennsylvania U.S. Senate race. Dr. Mehmet Oz and John Fetterman squared off in Harrisburg. Fetterman is recovering from a stroke from 5 months ago, and he struggled with answers throughout the debate.
How do you square the two?
I do support fracking, and I support fracking, and I do support fracking.
Oz ignored Fetterman's health issues and instead took aim at his opponent's policies on crime and immigration. Democrats seized on an Oz comment about abortion.
As a physician, I've been in the room when there's some difficult conversations happening. I don't want the federal government involved with that at all. I want women, doctors, local political leaders, letting the democracy that's always allowed our nation to thrive to put the best ideas forward so states can decide for themselves.
But will a debate make a difference? More than 600,000 ballots have already been cast in places like this drop box right here in State College.
I think a majority of people who even know about Senate debates have a pretty good idea of who they want to vote for anyways. And I think currently with how important it is for like campaigners to put out advertisements and stuff like that, people have a general idea of where they stand. I think people just watch a debate to sort of solidify their choice.
I'm Juliana Foliano for the Centre County Report.
A CBS News poll this week shows a very tight race, with 51% of likely Pennsylvania voters supporting Fetterman and 49% backing Oz.
The state Supreme Court is expected to rule soon on a key election controversy, whether mail-in ballots with wrong or missing dates on the envelopes can be thrown out. Reporter Serena DeVanzo has more on the issue.
Pennsylvania is a key swing state in this year's election, one of those states where every single vote really does matter. It's also a state where mail-in ballots continue to be the center of controversy with ongoing legal challenges over a key issue. Whether ballots with incorrect or missing dates on the return envelope can be disqualified. Centre County Democrats Chair Margie Swoboda says mail-in voting is critical to give more people access.
Voting by mail gives more people the chance to vote. Mail-in ballots are perfect for that kind of our super seniors or people that for some reason can't get to the polls.
Far more Democrats than Republicans have used mail-in ballots since a 2019 law removed the need for voters to qualify based on a list of allowable excuses. 3 years later, it's a hot-button issue. Governor candidates Josh Shapiro and Doug Mastriano have vastly different visions on what might happen to the process if they win the election. Mastriano wants to end no-excuse mail-in voting, and Shapiro plans to veto any attempts to restrict it. Some believe more security would help in the long run, like Penn State international politics student Joseph Cruz.
We really need to scrutinize the processes that these, all mail-in ballots go through, especially because they're so popular nowadays. As long as there's proper oversight for all the paper trail that would follow the ballots, then I don't really see a problem with them.
Swoboda states that this year the mail-in drop-off boxes will close at 9 a.m. on Monday, November 7th. Though, if you're unable to deliver your ballot to the box by then, you could still bring it to your local elections office. In State College, I'm Serena DeVanzo for the Centre County Report.
The deadline to apply for mail-in and absentee ballots is next Tuesday, and those ballots are due to your election office by 8 p.m. on Election Day.
A Penn State student faces criminal charges related to the protests on campus before a planned event featuring the founder of the Proud Boys. The protest escalated and turned ugly Monday night. University police then canceled the event. The student is arrested and is accused of ignoring multiple police orders to leave the area.
2 other security-related incidents have led to an investigation and changes at Penn State. They both involve last weekend's football game. Fans at last weekend's Penn State-Minnesota football game were shocked when a fan ran onto the field and was quickly chased and tackled by a sideline photographer. Security then rushed in after they were on the ground. The incident occurred late in the 4th quarter of the game. It is perhaps the most memorable defensive play of the night and is receiving a lot of attention on social media. The video has thousands of views on YouTube, Twitter, and Penn State Barstool's Instagram account. The photographer says he's now the subject of a university investigation over the incident. He declined to speak with us on camera. University police also declined our interview request, but referred us to athletics, who said in a statement, "As we do for each home football game, our game management staff reviews event security and makes adjustments as needed, with safety as our top priority." The second incident happened with a crowd surge and overcrowding at the student section entrance. Penn State says it will now launch new security protocols at Beaver Stadium. Students will now receive a non-transferable wristband that's required to enter the student section. Penn State Athletics also says it will implement what it calls an operational change in how the student section is filled.
Millions of Americans are waiting for new information on the government's planned student loan forgiveness program. It's now stuck in the middle of legal challenges. Reporter Marissa Yakinchik says a lot at stake for many people.
Penn Stater Jackie Friedlander worries about graduating with student debt.
I might struggle to pay off rent and to pay the loans and to pay for gas and to pay for groceries, like all at the same time.
She hopes to have some of that debt canceled. Jackie is graduating in December and plans to move to Los Angeles to chase her dream of working in the music industry.
Knowing that I'm going to be moving to an expensive city and taking an entry-level job that has a low salary, that paying off that loan might be, 50% of my income each month.
She's not alone. More than 22 million borrowers applied for debt relief just in the first week when the online application launched. But it's now in legal limbo pending court challenges. Since 1980, the total cost of college has nearly tripled, leaving millions of people no choice but to use student loans. The cumulative student loan debt is $1.6 trillion and rising.
So what's in the loan forgiveness plan for you? There's up to $20,000 in debt cancellation for Pell Grant recipients with loans held in the Department of Education, up to $10,000 for non-Pell Grant recipients, and borrowers with an individual income of $125,000 or $250,000 for married couples are also eligible.
It would forgive a majority of my debt so that when I graduate, I would have less debt to start with and I could pay it off faster.
For current college students like Jackie, they can qualify if they or their parents meet income requirements and the loans were taken out before July of this year. In State College, I'm Marissa Yakinchik for the Center County Report.
Student loan payments are expected to restart in January after the pandemic pause. In the meantime, the White House encourages borrowers to apply for relief while the courts make a decision.
It's been a pretty warm week, but will it continue? We have the weekend forecast.
Plus, we profile a superstar high school athlete on the verge of making history. Also coming up, they arrive by the hundreds to lots near Beaver Stadium, many rolling in 2 days before game day. We'll check out the Nittany Lions RV culture, where the fans tailgate in style.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station. Get the PBS Video app now and stream the best of PBS anytime, anywhere.
We care about things that affect the lives of every American.
We are there at the front lines
to get to the heart of what really matters in every issue.
This country has not seen this in 80 years.
This extraordinary moment in American history.
You're making such a huge impact.
Trust is at the heart of what we do.
The annual Center Film Festival is returning to State College and will feature some of the most important and talked about films of the year. This year's selection of feature films, documentaries, fictional shorts, and more will screen at the State Theater in downtown State College and in Phillipsburg Historical Roland Theater from Monday through November 6th. The festival also includes a Made in PA segment and films made by Penn State students and grads.
Penn State is some of the most passionate football fans in the nation, and for some, that means traveling and tailgating in style. Michael DeBaton has more on Penn State's RV culture.
Penn State's RV lots opened up Thursday before the whiteout game, and campers from across the region started rolling in. These die-hard fans say many of their football preparations start long before the season with securing a spot.
And it usually starts with getting a ticket from Penn State Athletics. You got to sign up early ahead of time, make sure you have all your spot for the year.
Then for the games, you need your supplies.
And when you get ready, you have all your camping tools, getting all your food ready. It's a whole process that takes a long time, a lot of preparation, but once you get up here, it's great.
Whether this is your first game in the RV lots or you've been doing it your whole life, everyone here says it's all about just having a good time.
It's just like a big family. Everybody is like all accepting, and you need something, like you forget like a Solo cup, go over to your neighbor, they'll help you out. It's awesome.
But it's not cheap. Parking alone can cost upwards of $1,800 to be a part of the RV family for the season. And on the secondhand market, some paid nearly $400 for this one game. And the big motorhomes? Well, they can cost anywhere from $100,000 to $300,000. Many are outfitted with satellite TVs, bars, and more. While many love it, the RV life isn't for everybody.
It's primitive. This is not how I live at home. I don't camp. I don't like being in the outdoors.
This is Sue Teakin's 8th year camping out in the lots. Even though she says it's not for her, she admits it's still worth it.
We come with the best group of people, and we bring such good energy and a lot of fun. And I just think that's just the fact that this is what RV life is, and it's just not something that I would choose for me.
In State College, I'm Michael DeBaton for the Center County Report.
We have a beautiful fall weekend ahead, but I do have rain in store for your Halloween. Let's get into it. Right now in State College, we're sitting at 43 degrees. Feels like 40, so that wind is making it a little colder. And it's been a little bit chillier this morning and yesterday morning compared to what we've been experiencing earlier this week. And that's going to be the case as we move through the weekend. Right now, though, it's pretty uniform across the Commonwealth with the abnormal Philly sitting at 56 degrees. They're always a little bit warmer. And then Erie sitting at 50, 47 in Pittsburgh right now. But across the country, some places are feeling the chill, but some places are really nice. My pick of the day is down in Tampa. They're sitting at 83 degrees right now, and it's only noon. And then across the country, you can see in Salt Lake City and Denver, they're a little bit chilly. They're feeling the chill this morning. Radar and satellite, a bunch of high clouds sitting across our Commonwealth right now, but no rain in sight, which will be the case for the weekend. And then as we move into Sunday, showers will develop. There is high pressure sitting over the eastern seaboard. That's why you can see there's not much precipitation anywhere on the East Coast, which is good news going into the weekend when there's football in the forecast. So Futurecast, this is Friday. You can see just some clouds moving into our area. Temperatures, this is Friday night. It's already 41 degrees. It's going to drop and get very chilly overnight. And then by the time it's time to tailgate, not a cloud in the sky. This is Saturday at 1:15. You can see almost the entire state is completely cloud-free, which is nice for the game day, but I would put on some sunblock because you could get burned even though it's already so late in the year. And then Monday, this is when the rain moves in. You can see that green. That is for Halloween. And then Tuesday and Wednesday should remain dry, and temperatures will increase as we move into next week. So here are your weather headlines. It'll be cooler today, but Saturday will be a great game day, a little chilly for the tailgates, and then we'll have a rainier Halloween in store. So today, your forecast, a high of 55 degrees, cooler and partly cloudy, and then tonight we're going to drop down to freezing at 32 degrees, but it'll be mostly clear. And then tomorrow, your high will be 60 degrees and abundant sunshine, so be sure and get out and support Penn State. Here is your football forecast. 37 and cool with those noon games. Those tailgates are early, and it's going to be chilly, but it'll warm up nicely to 52 by kickoff, and then 59 degrees in the fourth quarter. And then your 7-day forecast, you can see Monday, rain in store on Halloween. Showers likely 62 degrees, but it warms up nicely by the end of the week next week. So I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but there's going to be rain in the forecast on Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween not looking too great, but shouldn't affect this weekend.
Looks like we may have to celebrate a few days early. Speaking of Halloween, Halloween came early for some kids in our area. This week, Penn State Athletics held its annual trick-or-treat event at the All Sports Museum. Athletes came out to give away candy and meet local kids. There was also live music and activities. Athletics also had a donation spot for the Lion Food Pantry. Now here's Austin with sports.
Next in sports, we look ahead to Penn State's big challenge tomorrow, facing the powerful Ohio State Buckeyes. Also coming up, we travel to a Western PA town to meet a high school football player whose success this season is making people all over the country take notice.
My skin, think it's time I find my place here.
Fasten your seatbelt.
You're taking my breath away.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Amazing.
Well, what are you waiting for?
You belong here. This is your home.
What is your sense now of the humanitarian situation?
This is making me emotional.
This experience I'm going to carry with me the rest of my life.
I'll always be so grateful for everything you did for me.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I'm Austin Groff with sports. Another huge football game is set for Beaver Stadium tomorrow. It's Penn State and Ohio State. Evan Papalis has our preview.
Fresh off a big win against Minnesota, the Nittany Lions now face a much tougher challenge. Number 2 Ohio State rolls into Happy Valley, and the Buckeyes are led by Heisman hopeful C.J. Stroud and an offense that's averaging 50 points a game. Coach James Franklin says the Buckeyes bring a ton of talent.
And the quarterback, makes big-time accurate throws. It's a small window that he's able to thread the ball into, not only with arm talent in terms of strength, but also accuracy.
Penn State is 4-0 at home this season, but the Lions face their toughest task yet on Beaver Stadium grass.
The head-to-head series between Penn State and Ohio State has not treated the Nittany Lions too fairly over the last decade. Penn State just 1-9 against the Buckeyes during that span. And since the turn of the century, Penn State just has one win in 20 tries against AP poll top 5 teams. That lone win, 2016 at home versus Ohio State.
The Buckeyes have scored on all 36 red zone opportunities.
So when you talk about red zone offense, when you're able to run or throw the ball, that's valuable down there.
The Penn State defense is expected to have pass rusher Chop Robinson back for the game, but the offense will have to be a bright spot if the team wants a chance to win. In University Park, I'm Evan Papalis for the Center County Report.
Tomorrow's game kicks off at noon, and you can listen live on Penn State Com Radio. Now to high school football. State High is still unbeaten and is hoping to add to the win total tonight. After 8 straight wins, the Little Lions took down 6-2 Cumberland Valley last week in a shootout. Now, they hit the road to take on 3-6 Chambersburg tonight. This is their last test before the playoffs begin. But our after the whistle game of the week is 7-2 Penns Valley, headed out to take on 6-3 Bellwood Antis, the Blue Devils. That game kicks off at 7 p.m. You can catch the highlights from that game and more from around District 6 on After the Whistle at 11:30 p.m. on our YouTube channel. Also, on the high school football field, a player in Western Pennsylvania is turning heads with some mind-blowing stats. Joe Callahan Jr. made the trip to Oil City to find out more.
About 2.5 hours west of State College is Oil City, Venango County. It's home of the Oil City High School Oilers. They've won 3 district championships since 2016 and are 7-2 this year. Much of their current success is tied to star running back Ethan Knox.
Well, even last season, my first year playing running back, I was carrying the ball a lot. So going into the off season, I kind of knew what my role was going to be for this football season. So it's kind of what I trained for.
We weren't throwing the ball very well that year. And this year's the same. We're not throwing the ball very well, so we have relied on Ethan to carry the bacon.
Taking handoffs is hard as is, but the level that this kid is doing it, what made you think that he was built in a video game?
Earlier this season, Knox was believed to be the only high school player ever to reach 2,000 yards in just 5 games. Officially, he's only the 4th high school player ever to eclipse 3,000 yards in just 9 games. He has the most of any player over that stretch. His eyes are now set on 4,756, putting his name in the conversation with Tyler Ebell, Tennessee Titans star running back Derrick Henry, and the all-time record holder for a single season, John Giannantonio.
Definitely something that kind of sits in the back of my mind, but with that being said, it's in the back. So I try to focus on task at hand, which right now it's winning games, and right now we're focused on playoffs right now.
While no official offers have come in yet for the junior back, he has visited Pitt and Ohio University. That list is likely to grow. In Oil City, I'm Joseph Callahan Jr. for the Center County Report.
Oil City hopes Knox can continue his record-breaking production into the playoffs. The Penn State men's basketball season is just over a week away. The Nittany Lions finished 14-17 last year with an impressive run in the Big Ten tournament. Second-year head coach Micah Shrewsbury brings in the best freshman class in Penn State history. The team will be led by preseason All-Big Ten member Jalen Pickett, who led the Lions last year in scoring.
We got a great group of older guys. I'm excited about the guys that are returning, that have been here. You're seeing differences in their games, more comfortable. Jalen Pickett, has been our best player from day one.
The competitive nature of our team and just having so many guys. Last year we had a good group of guys, but this year we just have, 14, 15 guys we can play at any time. So we're deep. We're going to try and play faster, so it's just going to help us get better.
The Nittany Lions will take the court for the first time at home on November 7th against Winthrop. The Nittany Lion men's soccer team wraps up their regular season at Michigan on Sunday. This week, Penn State took on Rutgers at Jeffrey Field. The Scarlet Knights dominated the first half with 2 goals, but senior Seth Kuhn had a corner kick that would set up junior Peter Mangione for the Nittany Lions' only score of the game. They lost 2-1. And the Philadelphia Phillies begin their quest for a World Series title tonight. The two-time champions will take on the Houston Astros after beating the San Diego Padres in 5 games. It is the first time the Phillies are in the World Series since 2009. Game 1 is tonight, with the first pitch scheduled just after 8 p.m. That's all for sports. Now back to you at the anchor desk.
Thanks, Austin. Coming up next, a giant pep rally comes to the Penn State dorms as the Nittany Lion basketball team gets fans hyped for a new season.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Support your PBS station and you can get Passport, giving you full seasons, early releases, special collections, and more. Get the PBS Video app now and stream the best of PBS anytime, anywhere.
We care about things that affect the lives of every American.
We are there at the front lines
to get to the heart of what really matters in every issue.
This country has not seen this in 80 years.
This extraordinary moment in American history.
You're making such a huge impact.
Trust is at the heart of what we do.
Sports fans had a chance to meet Penn State's basketball team up close this week. The Nittany Lions and their coach brought a fun event to the campus dorms. Olivia Corman shows you what it's all about.
It's like a giant pep rally. The Shoes Slamma Jamma brought Penn State's basketball team and coach Micah Shrewsbury out this week for some fun to kick off the new season. Free pizza, prizes, contests. The idea came from the NBA.
On my couch, thinking about some crazy things that we could do. I saw the Brooklyn Nets do something outdoors for their fans, and I thought it'd be a pretty cool idea.
Miles Dredd says the team's goal this season is to simply win more.
Expectations for this season is to win as much as possible, get my teammates involved, and have a lot of fun.
Dredd also said his event helps bring fans closer to them.
Seeing the guys, it's great to have, somewhat of a family atmosphere. Everybody's seeing us in a more intimate setting. Like, you see us on the court, but that's not really personal. Like, this is a lot more personal, and it's great to see everybody all at once.
Courts here, always walk by and see people playing on them. So I thought it'd be really fun to bring our team out here, bring us right into the middle of the freshman dorms, and just be a great season opening event for us.
In University Park, I'm Olivia Corman for the Center County Report.
Wow, that's definitely quite the way to open up a basketball season.
I agree. I think it's a great experience for the freshmen. Well, that's all we have time for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us Tuesday for our next local news update.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news and watch our stories on the Center County Report social media. You'll find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a good afternoon.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.